Going live.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brendan Groff, and on behalf of the Teacher Institute for Evolutionary Science, I am so happy to welcome Bailey Harris tonight. 13-year-old Bailey Harris is the author of the Stardust series of science books for young readers. Bailey is on a mission to inspire a love of science and a sense of wonder about the universe as she works towards acceptance of scientific fact in society and government. She was only 8 years old when she was inspired to write her first book, a beautifully illustrated children's book that presented science in a manner accessible to young readers and pre-readers. My Name Is Stardust was launched through a highly successful 2016 Kickstarter campaign released in 2017 and has sold thousands of copies worldwide. Follow-ups, Stardust Explores the Solar System and Stardust Explores Earth's Wonders, have continued in that tradition, presenting concepts of astronomy, geology, biology, principles such as the Big Bang and evolution. If you are interested in purchasing one or all of Bailey's books, please follow the link down in the chat box. When Bailey finishes her presentation, I will ask her some of the questions from you guys that you can put in the question and answer section found below. And now I pass the mic over to Bailey. Welcome, Bailey.
Hi guys, my name is Bailey Harris. I'm 13 years old and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you. And then we're going to get the presentation up. Thank you everyone for being here. The Teacher Institute for Evolutionary Education for inviting me to share my story and my passion for science with you. Some of my presentations focus on science and others focus on my activism. I will be focusing on science in my presentation today. I'll start off by telling you a little bit about me and my family, and then I'll tell you the story of how I started writing my science books at the age of 8. And then we will talk about some of my favorite scientific topics in my books. This is my family. I have 2 dogs, two brothers, and a little sister, and then that's my mom and dad. This is my dog, Lady. I've had her for a full year, and this is what she looks like. She's a King Charles Spaniel breed. I have loved soccer ever since I was little. This is a picture of me while I was little playing soccer. This is me now, and I still love playing soccer, and I still continue to love it. And yeah, this is some of my family just loves science and science shows and books, and these are some of the different ones that I like to watch. I especially love to read The Magic of Reality. Some children used to be learning the word dog when they were little because they didn't read big books like my parents did to me. While they were learning dog, I was learning teak to leak. This is me when I was in kindergarten. My teacher always said I was the only one who went to the nonfiction section in the library and read space books. As you can tell, I loved the color pink with my pink hair, my pink bow, my pink skirt. Me and my family used to always watch the stars at night, and I used to look out for the different types of constellations. And one time I fell asleep on the trampoline, and I woke up, and it was raining, and we had to go back inside, but that's one of my favorite memories from then. I live in Utah currently, and it's known for a lot of things, such as the amazing national parks, the ginormous copper mine that you can see from space, the amazing salt flats, and this is a picture of my mom and dad there. We hosted the 2002 Olympics, and we also hosts the Sundance Film Festival every year. Ever since I was little, this is kind of where my story begins. This is my first day of third grade, and as you can tell, I was really excited for first grade. And in third grade, I wrote my first book, and I'll tell you how this happened. My family loves science. We watch Cosmos together every Sunday and Saturday, and I would learn new things, which was amazing. Neil deGrasse Tyson said in one of his episodes, "The planets, the stars, the galaxies, we ourselves, and all of life, the same star stuff." As a little 8-year-old, I thought this was one of the craziest things, and I ran upstairs to my dad's computer and I started typing my first book, and this is just a rough draft of what I wanted. And as you can tell, I named it The Book of Truth, and I obviously didn't publish this one, but this is just the rough draft. This is what I was drawing, and this is what I wanted my first book to look like. And I was so excited drawing out what I wanted it to look like. This is what the book actually looks like, and it's really great. And yeah, this is me at Book Expo and BookCon, and the book was picked up by a publisher, and this is me signing a book next to one of the amazing people, one of the amazing people out there. This is me being interviewed at iHeartRadio. I will read some of these pages to you. This is the first page. Millions of years after Earth formed, life appeared, beginning with simple single-celled organisms. Those organisms eventually evolved into all the later plants and animals that we see today. Those single-celled ancestors were made of stardust. This is another page that I'll read to you. Throughout the history of the universe, countless billions of stars have formed and then exploded, leaving tiny specks of dust all over space. About 4.6 billion years ago, dust from some of those exploded stars came together to make up our solar system. Our solar system is made of stardust. This is another one of my pages, and I love Black Rock Beach, which is in Maui, and this is why I made this page. There are hundreds of billions of stars in our universe, and there are hundreds of billions of stars in each galaxy. There are more stars in our universe than there are grains of sand on Earth. Our sun is one of those billions and billions of stars. Our sun is made of stardust. This one's a tribute to Cassini, and it says, "Earth looks like a little blue ball when you look at it from far away, and it's so beautiful. Earth is made of stardust." Then this is another page, and I'll read it again. Tiktaalik is one of my favorite ancient creatures. Tiktaalik lived about 375 million years ago. Tiktaalik was a fish with scales and gills, but also had wristbones, ribs, lungs, and a neck. Tiktaalik could raise its body up out of the shallow water where it lived. Fossils like Tiktaalik show us how fish evolved into animals that walk and land animals like crocodiles. Tiktaalik was made out of stardust. Around 65 million years ago, soon after dinosaurs became extinct, there lived a small mammal called Purgatorius. Purgatorius was about the size of a rat or mouse. Humans did not exist yet. Most mammals at the time were very small, like Purgatorius. Those early mammals evolved all the later kinds of mammals, everything from bats to whales to primates like monkeys and apes. This is another one of my favorite pages. Lucy was one of the first ape-like animals that walked upright, much like humans do now. She lived about 3.2 million years ago in Africa, where her fossil bones were found in 1974. Lucy was made out of stardust. This is one of my all-time favorites, and I'm going to read it. Unicorns lived on Earth a long time ago with pixies and fairies. Just kidding. There's no evidence of real unicorns, pixies, or fairies. But if they were real, they would be made out of stardust. At Book Expo and BookCon, many of the kids asked me, were very awe-inspired when I asked them about what their favorite planet was, and this is where I decided that I wanted to write my second book. I did a lot of research about the different planets and found really cool facts. Now, this is what the book looks like now, and I'm so happy to have it. We start off by talking about the Big Bang, how our galaxy, the Milky Way, formed around 13 billion years ago. We then talk about how the sun formed gas and stardust were left over, how they were left over. This material swirled around the sun into a flat disk. And as the tiny grains of stardust collided with each other, they stuck together and formed our planets. We also talk about how Earth is a perfect distance from the sun to support life. We call this the Goldilocks zone because it's not too hot and it's not too cold, like the forge in the Goldilocks and the Three Bears. This also makes me wonder if there are other planets out there in the universe that we have, and if they have Goldilocks zones just like Earth. We have this next page, and it's about really cool facts, and we believe that Uranus spins on its side because when the planets were forming, another large ball of stars crashed into it. And then we talk about how people believe a lot of weird things when the real answers aren't even known yet. We don't know what the inside of Neptune actually looks like, but when I was little, I liked to imagine that Neptune was filled with pink cotton candy filled diamonds. So, okay, that was my second book. As you saw in my first book, we show quite a few examples of evolution in that book, such as Tixlis, Lucy, and Purgatorius. So since many parents asked us to write more about evolution, it's a hard topic to teach, so we decided to help them out and dedicate our third book to evolution. This is what the first page of the book looks like, and this is my fictional brother Vincent, and he's skeptical, and I will read this page to you. Stardust, where did plants and animals come from? Was it magic? No, Vincent, it wasn't magic, but the process of it is even more special than magic. We also go through the process of geology and how it can help us learn what life looked like in the past. So we start the book off by teaching some of the fundamentals of geology and talking about the history of Earth. This is what Earth looked like 225 million years ago. The continents, the land, and we see today have been moving and changing over hundreds of millions of years. The earliest life on Earth consisted of single-celled organisms, like the image on the far right. We have two types of relatives. One is a direct ancestor, like our parents or grandparents. They're direct ancestors, like the animals on the left page said vertically, seen vertically. The second type of relatives are cousins. They aren't our ancestors, so we are the cousins of cats and birds and trees. Yes, trees are our cousins. I love this concept because it shows how we are connected to all life on Earth. Did you know that there are more than 1 million different types of species on Earth today? In this example, you can see that the wolves, lions, and raccoons evolved from the animal on the left, the myocytes. And you can see the dogs evolved from myocytes as well, with my dog Lady behind the fox. I had to sneak her into the story everywhere I could. This is one of my favorite examples of evolution. A group of brown bears migrated north to the Antarctic around 500,000 years ago. A small mutation created white fur in one of the bears, and this bear had babies with white fur. The bears with the white fur were able to blend in with the snow and the ice and were able to sneak up on the other animals easier. They were better hunters, so that made more food to eat. Because of this, they lived longer and had more babies. The descendants of those white bears are what they call polar bears today. And this is one of my favorite examples of evolution. Did you know that whales are mammals like you and me? Well, some people think that they are fish because they live in the water, but they're not. Whales used to be able to walk on land. Many of them still have hip bones inside their bodies, and you can see that inside their fins that they had bones just like you and me. I am so grateful to have my 3 Stardust books to help my passion for science with the world. These books have given me so many amazing opportunities. I do many things for my activism, such as being on a PBS special, reading books to kids, reading my Stardust book in Black Rock Beach, doing radio interviews in iHeartRadio, doing Skypes just like this one, and talking about my book, doing science experiments on TV, and going to many places and talking about my book. And I love all these opportunities that I get to do. And I hope that gives you all courage to go out and do these things that you have a passion for. As we look up into the night sky at the hundreds of billions of stars spinning on a rock through space, it is amazing to realize that we're all connected, that we ourselves are made of stars, and that alone makes us special. Thank you guys so much for letting me Skype with you today. It's such an opportunity to talk with you. Thank you guys.
All right, Bailey, thank you so much for that great presentation. So we have a few questions here. Well, quite a bit of questions from the audience. And I was just gonna go asking you a few of them. So this one kind of stuck out. Did your love of science come from a wonderful teacher or your parents, or have you always just loved science ever since, you found out?
Maybe more when I was kind of little. Ever since like kindergarten, I found out because my teacher actually read, I remember, a science book, and then I decided to go get it in the library, and then it kind of made me like happy, and so I wanted to read more.
Awesome. We have another question from Julia Corvea. Do you plan on making any books in the future?
I don't.
Any more books, of course.
Yeah. But right now we're working on some science games for children. The first one will be about evolution, and then the second one, it will be really early next year.
All right. Awesome. Okay. Just trying to filter out. Okay. All right. So, what area or areas of science do you like the most, or are you most interested in?
I think astronomy, because I like learning about different planets that are out there, I guess.
Yeah. Very cool. Can't see. Okay. So, I know a lot of people are wondering this, and how did you get in touch with a publisher at the age that you are?
I just think that at the Kickstarter, they messaged us, and we responded, and we thought it was really cool if we got to have a publisher, and then we decided that we wanted to publish our own books in the end.
All right. Yeah, so you had a Kickstarter and that went well. That was the launch of your first book?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome, very cool. So it is kind of a topic that people want to see because obviously people supported it. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so question from Gianna Prieto. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I think I want to be a business person or even an activist, maybe. Maybe make more books. I don't know, but we'll figure it out when I'm older.
That's true. You got plenty of time. So do I. Okay, so okay. So any Rachel says, I know you haven't seen any of my artwork, but would you consider me to be your next illustrator? So maybe that kind of leads to a question. Do you have your own illustrator, or do you kind of illustrate these yourself? Oh no, I see the illustrator right here.
Yeah, well, we normally had an illustrator from the publisher who published it, but that would definitely be a chance if you wanted to illustrate for us. Yeah.
Maybe get her
Yeah.
email.
Wait, where was she?
We'll share her email with you.
Okay. Okay. So another question is from Sahana. What event pushed you to try to share your knowledge to young children specifically?
Probably when I was 8 and kids wanted me, they influenced me to become a Mormon, and I kind of wanted to share around different ideas and of science around the world, and I think that's one of my main motivations.
Very cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to. Okay. Can Annie, Rachel share her email maybe in the chat? If we'll get to that, but here's another one. Okay. So how do you decide? Well, are you thinking of writing like more books for like maybe as you get older, your audience will change to an older audience, or do you expect to still be writing books for children? Both very important.
I think maybe older books because maybe more into science. I don't know yet, but
yeah,
if that happens,
so early into your great career, which is going to take off, trust me.
You too. So.
Okay, so I think we're gonna wrap it up here. If there's no more questions in the chat, we can. Okay, so do you want us to wait for the email?
I don't want her to publish her email.
Oh, okay. Sorry, don't publish your email. My bad. That's probably smart. I didn't think of that. Anyway, so I think this is about it. Thank you so much. And, this is Brendan Groff from the Institute of Evolutionary Science, Teacher Institute for Evolutionary Science, excuse me, and signing off. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you guys. Bye.